Hey there, Wes Dove here with Dove Development and Consulting. We've pretty much run the gamut on values and really how they serve as the foundation for every organization. We've most recently talked about how laying that foundation with those values really requires us to put simple practices in place, provide a consistent example for every team member to watch. And we've most recently really started working through how we can create a legacy through those values. And we do it through sustainable but high expectations. What we're going to do now is really look at how any expectation that we set for a team member, if we don't build accountability into that process, it's just empty talk. It's meaningless. And so many times that talk that's cheap, it just falls on deaf ears because nothing's holding them accountable. Now, what we're going to do as we look through this is we're going to talk about how we can start by building that accountability. And I give a scenario, if you dig into this in full detail, of how, gosh, how many times have we been in a grocery store? And I pick on Walmart a little bit because that's where people are familiar with. And we see that unruly child and how they're just throwing a fit and they're doing what they want and they're not being held accountable. And it's telling us that, hey, this isn't just now, this is systematic. And when we consistently address undesirable behavior and we address the right kind of behavior that we want, we show, we recognize, we reward, we talk about it, we detail it, and we do that across the board, not just with our kids, but with every individual in our organizations, because so many times the leaders in those organizations, the supervisors, the managers, they'll shy away just a little bit from holding that top tier, those highly talented or long-term team members accountable because of maybe that perceived fear of, gosh, if I do it, they're going to undermine me, or they'll leave, or they'll go to a competitor or whatever. When in reality, if we don't do it, we're showing everybody else that this is really acceptable behavior, and it's okay if you do it too. Now, we've got to do it with a positive approach. I've talked about this over and over with supervisors, managers, executives, owners, whatever. It's not about going immediately to cracking the whip, disciplinary action, termination, whatever. It's usually just defining, hey, this is what's necessary, or hey, this is exactly what I'd hoped you'd be doing. Thanks for doing it that way. It's usually a conversation, but if we don't do that, then it creates a habit in a bad way. But when we do, my goodness, when we recognize the right behavior, recognized behavior gets repeated, right? We've looked at that a few times in this process. That accountability really begins to create habits throughout our workforce. And I've talked about that through the process, the importance of habits, both for us individually and how those habits within our team really helps build that extra capacity when the things kind of go off the rails, and they will at some point in time. So this is how we do it. This is how we build it. And it moves to what we'll look at soon. And that's really that sustainability that we're going to need to make those high expectations repeatable over and over and over, so we can truly build that legacy through the core values of our organization. Hope you stay tuned for that. And I hope this serves you well just as we move toward it. Now, if you've never worked through the video quiz or assessment, if you will, that follows this wherever you're accessing this, I challenge you to click the link and work through it. It's 8 or so simple questions, and it really helps identify what's killing the profitability in your organization. I promise you, just like in my book, it all boils down to leadership. And if we can help you identify that one thing in your leadership role that where you can capture extra profitability, I promise you, you can see it on paper, you can capture it measurably, and it will impact both your bottom line and the team you're responsible for. Would love to connect with you on that, see where it serves you, how we can help you capture that lost profitability. Make it a great day. God bless.